What's up, everybody? I'm Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. This is a part of the rundown. Don't be distracted by the guy up there doing, wild stuff. But I just thought it was funny, so I use it to go with my commentary. Forgive me. So, I can't say that I've been following this Diddy trial closely, word by word, play by play, but the little tidbits that I've seen and heard and came across it's more been about talking about the freek-offs and some of the stuff that he's done that might be immoral to some, might not be immoral to others. As for me, I think it's weird. It's been weird. I've been telling you it's been weird for a long time, but it was a particular time where people like me used to say that he was weird, and I could go back to old comments and people would say you a hater because you broke and he's worth this and he worth that. So a lot of times people were looking the other way because he had money. And we're broke, so the person with money can do what they want, even if it's foul. My issue with Diddy has always been more about him using his power to stop talented people from displaying their talent, getting their just due, and using his weirdness into coercion, and then not making do on promises, but making people be weird. That's always been my issue. But in this situation, with this trial, and it's only been I think this is day 2, going into day 3. I just have the question of, besides being weird and being freaky deaky, what's criminal so far? What has he done that they displayed that was criminal? Like, what did he do that is jail worthy so far? Because they're introducing this evidence. It's a RICO case, and I know it's the beginning, but they're going to do better than this. Because just us sitting there hearing about a man being a weirdo, a lot of people are weird. A lot of people are not offended by it. A lot of people are not upset by what they heard so far. A lot of people live that type of lifestyle. A lot of people are swingers and, weird. Again, I can't relate to it, but I don't see it as criminal. So they need to get to the criminal stuff. They need to get to the stuff that make us say, oh, nah, that's you went too far with that one. Because so far, we know about the domestic stuff that didn't really get introduced yet. At least I don't know if it did or not. But we keep hearing about how this dude is like a deviant. He's always been a deviant. And they allowed it, and they okayed it, and they propped him up, vote or die, and all these little campaigns and missions that he was a part of. And they knew it because he had parties with people allegedly there. So it was like some big cover up to, out of nowhere, let's just tell. And let's just blame him. My question with this situation has always been like, unless you were like that in your neighborhood, unless you was like that, you always been like that, where you get it from? Where you learn it from? See, if you didn't grow up around your peers and your homies, and say you didn't sniff coke or something like that, and then you go somewhere, you go off to college, or you hang around certain people, and that's what they do, you can say where you got it from. Where did he get this behavior and some of the things that he's into? Where did he get it from? Who introduced him to this? See, I like this sometimes. We gonna go after him if he did something criminal. But it need to start at the people who we got it from, who's sitting right now looking at him, going through what all of them do. It's just that he got caught and it's his turn to go down. No pun intended. So unless they introduce something that's criminal, unless they introduce something that's wrong, besides being morally wrong, I don't really see what this case is all about. I just see him just being a nasty ass dude. It's a lot of nasty ass dudes. Dudes around the way, they first box was crackheads. Just is what it is. Dudes do a lot of immoral stuff and a lot of weird stuff. And I'm not, again, I ain't with none of that. Y'all already know that. But I'm just saying, the circus, it has to be more to it than this. Maybe this is just the introduction. Maybe this is what, what more is coming later on. I don't know. But this right here, it ain't it, fam. It ain't gonna work. You're not gonna get a guilty plea off of this. Y'all gonna have to call some more people. Y'all gonna have to say some stuff, because I so far I'm not interested in what they talking about. Let's just sum it up like that. I ain't interested in what they talking about. And it's a lot of mixed emotions behind Cassie. It's a lot of women, and some women, I'm gonna say all women, but there's a lot of women taking her side and feeling bad for her and all of that. Now, I want to say this. If she was the victim of anything, I understand it. But we do have to look at it with common sense and logic and say, that's the life she wanted. That's the life she wanted. She was with Ryan. See, y'all never bring up the fact that she was with Ryan Leslie. Shitted on Ryan Leslie and started messing with this guy. Yeah, nobody know. Why y'all never bring that up? Why do y'all just leave that out of it? And I'm not saying she got exactly what she wanted. I'm not even saying she got, I'm not saying she got all that she wanted. I'm not even saying she got what she deserved. What I'm saying is that when you see a guy and you hear of a guy having a history of being foul to other people, what make you think he ain't gonna do that to you? And I hope she describes how far the rabbit hole goes with the cover-ups and the people who was aiding and abetting this. That's what I hope. It's more than just about this guy. Let's say everybody. Talk about everybody who was aiding and abetting and making sure that he was able to do foulness and people were covering up. Out them too, please. That's what I want to hear. But I know a lot of you ladies got mixed reviews, but honestly, and I'm going to be real with you, because the young lady, Young Miami, she said something about that she liked to get urinated on at one point. And y'all thought it was funny until it ain't funny now, right? When Cassie say, hey, that really happens. But then the young lady was also bragging about how she got $500,000 a year from this guy and went on shopping sprees and all that. So I want to know, hindsight is 2020. Looking back, we could say, oh, that was messed up, that was foul. But how many of you ladies would trade your life for Cassie's life or Young Miami? In my humble opinion,
I think a lot of y'all will.
I mean, right now, you might be dealing with a guy who's sitting in the crib playing PS5, eating up all your kids' snacks. You buying his reefer every day. He ain't adding on to nothing. Some of y'all have settled for less already. So you mean to tell me she wasn't going to get the bank? She suffered what she suffered from and tolerated what she tolerated from because it was a reward with it. The risk was worth the reward until it wasn't no more. So don't be like, oh, she didn't know. She did exactly what she wanted to do till she didn't want to do it no more. Because she could have stayed with Ryan Leslie. I ain't gotta like what I'm saying, but this is No Filter. This is the rundown portion. This is more like an editorial. This was a thought that was in my head. And I just had to share it because a lot of people don't have the bravery, the balls, or the outlet to do it. And I do. Let me know what you think. But I don't want to hear no more about these freak-offs. I'm not tuning in for that. I want to hear that this happened so we could say, oh, nah, you wild for that one. Because the freak, we already knew that, though. We already knew that. Why is that in court? Anyway, until next time.